Buenos noches, amigos. This is Jimmy from the Q coming at you live. This is Top 9. Hey, everyone has a Top 10 show, but we're feeling fine. So thus, Top 9. Today, well, first of all, last night, AEW All In, fantastic show. Saturday's main event, a lot to talk about. But what a fun live stream me and John had at the Stash Club Wrestling watch party. It was a great time. We're in the middle of July, so what are we thinking about? The Royal Rumble, obviously. So today, top 9. What the category is, we're going predicting way too far in advance. The most likely, maybe not most likely, but top 9 guys that Jimmy from the Q, myself, kind of either want or think will be winning the Royal Rumble in 2026 in Saudi Arabia. So keywords there, Saudi Arabia. So there's a few on this list that might be a little outlandish, but let me tell you something. Saudi Arabia, they love their nostalgia. They love going back in time and enjoying the past because they never really had too many WWE shows in the past. So, you know, we'll get to that when we get to that. And I know I had this idea because a week or so ago, I had a take that Sami Zayn could honestly benefit, and I think kind of bodes well for his character to never win a world championship. Now, a lot of Sami Zayn supporters came from my neck, and they don't understand. I love Sami Zayn, and there'll be more to talk about Sami Zayn, probably number 1 on my list later on. But the reason why I said that is because I think Sami Zayn could go down in history as the greatest ever to never win a world championship, topping the list, I should say, of iconic wrestlers that have never won the world title. Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, Scott Hall. And that's where my argument kind of falls a little bit, where wrestling's subjective. You know, there's many wrestlers that have never won the world title, and you can always argue that this wrestler's better than that wrestler, and really everyone has an opinion, everyone has a butthole, good for you. But Sami Zayn, mic work, in ring, and just his gimmick and just kind of his brand, if you will, underdog. And once you become the world champion, you're not much of an underdog no more. So I'm not gonna get ahead of myself. That's Sami Zayn, probably number 1 on my list. But let's start off. Hope you guys enjoy this. Like, subscribe, all that cool YouTube stuff. It's been an absolute blast the last few months of really kind of coming into my own as the fastest rising pro wrestling podcast content creator in the game today. Jimmy from the Q, now a 3-time Stash Club World Wrestling Champion. So let's dive into my list and start off strong, predicting way too far in advance the top 9 men's Royal Rumble winners. Number 9, we're starting off hot. Number 9, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, so alright, you're going to click off the video, you're going to make fun of me, whatever. Stone Cold the other day came out and said, hey, I got 1 more left in me. And I think it could be maybe 2, which that would be the Royal Rumble, and then, of course, main eventing 1 more WrestleMania. And before you laugh at me, before you go, oh, Jimmy, you're just the biggest Stone Cold mark there is, and this and that. Hey, he's won 3 before, and Saudi Arabia, they love nostalgia. They love saying, hey, WWE, here's an extra few bajillion dollars for this legend. Even so, I think in the greatest Royal Rumble, they had asked WWE for 2 guys. They're like, hey, we would really love to see Yokozuna in The Ultimate Warrior. Yokozuna in The Ultimate Warrior had been dead for many years at this point, so a bit awkward there. But what did WWE do? They made up for it. They found a guy. It wasn't Akibono, because Akibono is the guy who sumo wrestled the Big Show WrestleMania 21. I don't think it was Akibono, but it was another accomplished, respected sumo wrestler to be in the greatest Royal Rumble. Of course, didn't win, but like, that's your Yokozuna. And then they were like, you know what? They looked over, said, Mojo Rawley, you got face paint, you have some muscles, you're basically the Ultimate Warrior, get on out there. So with that being said, and like in the past too, we've seen Goldberg have matches. We've seen The Undertaker have matches. We've seen fucking Shawn Michaels come out of retirement. So I don't think it's crazy for the WWE to throw an absolute bag to Stone Cold Steve Austin, have him win his 4th Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. And with this, I'm also kind of booking, who they're facing at Mania. And for most of these, I have in my head the world champions at the time, I think January 2026, Cody Rhodes. I think Cody Rhodes will beat John Cena at SummerSlam and have a lengthy reign. Maybe a heel reign. We'll see how that ages. And then the world champion is very much up in the air. Gunther just beat Goldberg last night to retain. But I have here that I think at this point, at this juncture, Braun Breaker will be the world heavyweight champion. That's more so too because of Saturday night's main event last night. Seth Rollins, another knee injury, and none of us know the level of seriousness this injury is. But something tells me the Money in the Bank briefcase will be moved, whether it's to the next guy on my list or Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker could be the world champion at this juncture, so he won't be on my list. Even if he isn't the world champion in my fantasy booking, he would for sure be on this list because I love Braun Breaker, my favorite wrestler right now going. But yes, so I think he'll be the world champion. So yeah, Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out of retirement, one more go, one more angle, wins the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, and then goes on to face World Heavyweight Champion or maybe WWE Champion CM Punk, because I think the dream match is Stone Cold Steve Austin for CM Punk. So that's the only scenario where I have CM Punk like already world champion at this juncture, because you might see CM Punk later in the list. Next up, number 8, LA Knight. Yeah. Some of you don't like LA Knight. Some of you guys don't believe. Some of you guys think it's too late to apologize. It's never too late to apologize. It ain't. Big win last night's after main event, but apparently he wasn't supposed to win. It was all due to the injury. This one is more definitely just kind of my fandom and just kind of like I think he could do it. And again, 9 is kind of a loss, so like I had to, pick and choose here a little bit. Yeah, I think if they keep building him up and keep building him up as they're seemingly doing on week-to-week television, I don't see why not. LA Knight gets the big Royal Rumble win. And who does he feud at Mania with? I could see LA Knight going against Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 41. Now, I'm saying that out loud, and I'm like, oh, it's not really that, blockbuster of a world title match, but I think it would be freaking awesome. I think maybe at this juncture too, Braun Breaker is fully Paul Heyman guy. He's fully taken over. Don't know Seth's injury timeline, whatever. But yeah, give me LA Knight. Yeah, I think the Saudi Arabia crowd would go bananas for it, and I think it'd be a big moment. Number 7, Drew McIntyre. What are they doing with my boy? What are they doing with my boy? Comes back on like the worst SmackDown to come back on. It's taped. It's July 5th. We're all hungover. We're all eating leftover dogs and burgers. Drew comes back. Cool. We haven't seen him since he got jobbed out in a cage match at Saturday night's main event. And then he comes back. Randy Orton bitches him out. And then Saturday night's main event last night, I was too busy doing the watch party all in, so I didn't catch the Randy Orton-Drew McIntyre match. But Randy Orton beat him. So Drew McIntyre is just a jobber, apparently, even though he looks like he's chiseled out of stone and he's gray in the mic and he's a badass. But anyway, what I'm saying is Drew McIntyre is a beast. He's won a Royal Rumble before. He's won the world title at Mania before. The MVP of the pandemic. I love Drew McIntyre. Yeah, who would he face at Mania? I think him versus Cody Rhodes would be a compelling main event. I think him versus Braun Breaker would be a compelling main event. Yeah, so Drew McIntyre, number 7. Number 6, and just like number 9, this is Saudi Arabia. This is money. This is like, we want the legends. We want whatever. I don't know what his schedule's looking like, but I'm going number 6, the final boss, The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. I think there's this, definitely something to be said about his involvement with the Cena, Cody, Soul stuff. that's left untied, and maybe we'll just now, most likely now will just be ignored forever and whatever. But maybe they have a big time final boss victory Royal Rumble. This would be his second ever. 26 years removed from the first time he's won it. And yeah, it would kind of coincide with the dream match of him versus Cody, I think. Or if they can somehow sneak the strap to Roman Reigns, that they have a final boss Roman Reigns world title match, I would be interested. Given the match itself probably wouldn't be that special, but aura, moments, WrestleMania, Samoa, football. I mean, it's just gonna be awesome. So, yeah, give me the final boss. I don't think it's too insane to say that, again, my picks of The Rock and Stone Cold, yeah, am I an Attitude Era mark? Do I consider these two men to be father figures in my life? Because I always lacked one, sure. My bias, sure. But, again, this is kind of fantasy booking. I had to pick 9 of these motherfuckers. The Rock and Stone Cold, not insane. I can see the Saudi prince being like, hey, here's $1 bajillion, make sure these guys are at the event. And if they're at the event, you gotta have them win. So, next up, number 5. We're kind of getting more realistic now. We're going Gunther. I know Gunther, currently the world champion, but this is too far in advance. I think the world title is kind of the more of the 2 world titles, the one that will seemingly in the next few years be more hot potatoed. Jey Uso had a very short run. Gunther, at some point, I think is going to lose the title. Maybe sooner rather than later, perhaps. I'm not sure to who, but there's a lot of challenges for it. And then given now, I think by the time we get to the Royal Rumble in 2026, he might not be world champion. What I would like to see here, though, is, of course, him winning, but him coming in number 1 Iron Man. Hour and a half, killing motherfuckers, chopping motherfuckers, throwing them over the top rope, dominating, reclaiming what we know is Gunther is the ring general, and he deserves a big Royal Rumble win. I love his kind of history with Cody in the Royal Rumble. So what was it? I think when Cody won, because he won back-to-back years, both times I think it was him and Gunther at the end. And yeah, so have him do the Iron Man, have him win, and then kind of circle back to that at WrestleMania, Gunther versus Cody Rhodes, which I think would be match of the year candidate. I think that would be definitely match of the weekend, and would go down as one of the better main events in recent memory. Him versus Cody, that is. Or Gunther versus Braun. 2 absolute maniacal human beings that are just larger than life. Meat. Give me meat. I'm hungry. Gunther. Do it. So, next up, number 4. I originally had Randy Orton here, and I scribbled him off because I did remember what happened last night with, who I'm actually going to be putting here. But Randy Orton, I think, will, after SummerSlam, go against Cody Rhodes. Whether it would be Cody as a heel or Randy, I think you can have like a 4 to 5 month rivalry match series over a course of a bunch of PLEs of Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes for the world title. Maybe give Randy a reign in between, and because you want to bump up, his world title reigns, and also maybe Cody too, because Cody, now just a 1-time WWE champion, will eventually hopefully be a 2-time WWE champion by SummerSlam. So I had Randy Orton here, but I think that will be kind of too late to apologize at that point for Randy Orton to be the one to win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, though he's definitely kind of in that upper echelon of legends that maybe they would like to see win. But instead, I put Seth Rollins here. Seth freaking Rollins. Again, I'm speculating. It's gross, but the injury could be a serious one. And recovery time, I don't know, could be a year. So by this writing, he'd probably miss the Rumble, which would fucking suck. I'm still devastated. How I went from complete euphoria, wrestling fandom, six straight hours of live streaming, watching that pay-per-view. Too long, but really fun. And that main event rocked, almost probably maybe close to a 5-star match. And then we switch over to Saturday night's main event, and we see this injury. And just how, oh man, like for a second it's like, oh, are we getting worked? And like, no, it's serious. And basically my thinking is, by hopefully that time he's recovered and okay, it'll be Royal Rumble season, big surprise, big pop, and maybe he'll be going after seemingly the guy that could take over the faction with no name, Braun Breaker. So Seth Rollins first Braun Breaker WrestleMania. The Oracle in the corner, whose side is he on type thing. I mean, I think Seth clearly would be just the babyface due to him coming back and, you know, whatever, the excitement towards that. So Seth Rollins, number 4. Let's go. Number 3. Get my hand in there. Gotta work my biceps. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. I mean, it's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns. The guy wins. The guy is Roman Reigns. He wins matches and with quite ease. He's very popular. He's very handsome. He's won the Royal Rumble. Seemingly, like for a while, it was like he was in the final 2 every year, but he's only won 1 Royal Rumble. So I think he definitely could be due for another W. And who does he go against? Now, I think either or of my kind of fictional world champions at the time of this recording, with the time of this event, you know, Cody or Braun. Roman Cody 3 has to happen. I think it will happen. I think it will be epic. I love their chemistry. Love both their matches. Although I think Cody should have won at 39, but that's just my opinion. So Roman Reigns taking on Cody for the 3rd time, or Roman versus Braun, which I think would fucking rule, the Battle of the Spear. You know, Paul Heyman in Braun's corner. I would actually maybe book Braun to retain at that point too, but that's that's even further in advance. So Roman Reigns, number 3, bang. Number 2, CM Punk. He is the man. He is a legend. CM Punk has never won a Royal Rumble, so that's pretty cool. Of course, I think the Royal Rumble in 2014 was his last match, so a little poetic. Of course, his kind of, I want to call it aura, but his kind of relationship with Saudi Arabia and how that kind of went over at Night of Champions, the whole weekend, where he was seemingly getting booed for a large part of it due to his, past tweets and thoughts about, the government, Saudi Arabia, whatever. It was very interesting. Punk in Saudi Arabia. He's ripped the Band-Aid off. He's been there already. That discussion's already died down. Internet's not real. Outrage isn't totally real, and whatever. It'd be interesting to see how they would react to a CM Punk victory. That is the Saudi Arabia crowd, but I think Punk is just super over, top echelon babyface. Don't want to speculate when he could be hanging up the boots, but like you want him to get an actual, real WrestleMania main event now, don't you? I'm definitely one of the people that think night one is a consolation main event prize. If you truly care about WrestleMania main events, then you want a main event night too. That's just my take. Who would CM Punk go against? Either or of my, world champions seemingly at this time would be Cody. CM Punk Cody would be magic. Their parallels from AEW, and they've been teasing it since Punk came back. This makes total sense. I think that'd be a great match too. Whether or not you have Punk as the heel or Cody as the heel, or just do straight up babyface, so I think it'd be magic. Or CM Punk versus Braun. The only problem with that is I think we're going to be getting that singles match quite a bit over the next few, months, especially now with Seth gone. I very much think so that CM Punk versus Cody would be the way to go if you have CM Punk win the Royal Rumble. On to number 1. Number 1, Sami Zayn. I mean, seemingly it's like almost a lock that he's actually going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble 2026, Saudi Arabia. That crowd there just absolutely adores him. The moment would be incredibly special. And here's the thing. I started off the video kind of explaining my take of like why I think it'd be kind of almost a good thing for Sami Zayn to never win the world title. I'm not against it. I love Sami Zayn. I think it would be a special moment. I just think it's a very interesting perspective and point to make that, like, oh, maybe Sami Zayn's bigger than the world title. Maybe Sami Zayn, transcends the need to had the validation of to become a world champion. So, and then another point too is like if you were gonna do it, I think Sami Zayn should have beat Roman Reigns in Montreal at Elimination Chamber. That was the time to do it. But given, if I were to bet this, I would definitely put sprinkle a little bit on Sami Zayn. Now his opponent, and especially if you do want Sami Zayn to win the world title at WrestleMania, him versus Cody would make sense. But like, I don't want my QB1 taking that loss. But if it's QB1 as a heel, then sure, I think that'd be quite magical. Or somehow you try to shoehorn in a Roman Reigns world champion title reign for Roman Reigns and kind of eventually get there where it's like, oh wow, remember the Bloodline, remember one of the greatest moments in WWE history was the Sami Zayn turn at the Royal Rumble. So kind of circling back to that magic of Roman for Sami, I think that would rule, and I think at that point I'd be like, yeah, Sami Zayn should beat Roman Reigns at this WrestleMania for sure. And so that's my top nine Royal Rumble winners too far in advance. Who do you guys think should have been on this list? Who did I miss? Which picks of mine do you absolutely hate? And if you hate them, prepare to go one-on-one with the great one, Jimmy from the Q. Or also, too, if you have any suggestions for future top 9 category suggestions, whatever, like, who do you guys want to see me do a top 9 of? I think the first one I ever did was top 9 backlashes. I thought that went pretty good. Definitely different vibe video. But yeah, this is kind of a new project I'm working on. I'll do whatever you suggested. I'll definitely probably do it. So top 9, let me hear it. What do you want to see? I'll probably do it. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, do all that cool YouTube stuff. Check out all my social medias. Check out Stash Club Wrestling. And have yourself a merry little Christmas. Because now we're fast forwarding. Now actually I can take credit for being the first person this year to wish you a Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. God bless America.